This is Peter Churchill again. So in the previous video we set up a demo site, and that site we're now going to go through adding the pages, updating the security settings, and making sure that we can view the details of a job and actually apply for that job and have that application appear directly in Salesforce. So here's the site. The first thing we need to do is add the pages that we want to appear on our site into the visible pages for that site. So we're going to click Edit, and you'll see over here now these are the pages that came with the demo package that we just installed. So we're going to put those 4 pages available on our site. We then hit Save. Now those pages are visible, but the next step is we now need to make sure that the user under which the website runs has access to those custom objects. So we click Public Access Settings, and we'll see now that the profile comes up, and that so each website that we create effectively has its own profile, the same as any profile that runs in Salesforce. So we're going to scroll down, and we're going to check 2 things. First of all, we're going to check that they actually have access to the new objects we created, the position and candidate. As we can see, the site doesn't, so we're going to click Edit. And down here at the bottom we're going to give them read access to positions and read and create access to candidates, because we want to be able to create applications which will be stored in the candidates object. So we're going to do that, and we're going to click Save. But having given them access to the objects, we also need to make sure they have access to the fields on the object. So in the same way as we would in any other object for any other user, we come down to the custom field level security, and for position we're going to click View. And we're going to see that by default, because we've given this user access to the object, they've got access to all of these fields. So they should be able to see any position we create. We're going to go back to the profile, and we'll check that on the candidate record. We go on the candidate, same thing, and we can see that they have access to all of the fields apart from those which are system fields, which are still read-only. So that looks great. So having set that up, let's check. We're now going to make sure that the correct page is the home page. So we come back here, and we're going to go back to our original site, and we scroll down, come to the site, and now we're going to click Edit on the site. We're going to change the home page, and instead of being the in maintenance we saw earlier, we're going to click the active home page to be our public jobs page, which is the list of jobs that people could potentially apply for. So we click public jobs, we make that this page, and we hit Save. And now we can check that that page is actually going to work. So again, we can open up our default web address in a new tab. And notice now that the pages appear. There's nothing in it because we haven't created any data yet. So let's go create a position and check that that's going to appear on our page. So we come back in the app, and now we're actually just going to create some regular data like we always would in any Salesforce object. We'll create the position, and we'll call it test demo position 1. And we can choose any of these other fields, but the key thing is that there's also a filter on these fields to say that the open date has to be before today, and the position has to be open approved. So let's do that. We click Save, and now we're going to come back to our site, public jobs site, and we're going to hit Refresh. And now, here on the screen is the position that we just created. And when we click on that, we'll see it takes us to a new page that has the data. And in the next video, we'll talk about setting up the candidate and how that appears in Salesforce.